Hello world, WayofTime here, bringing to you another episode of EEPower. Now, if we're looking here, most of our noble stuff is pretty much done upgrading, so let's just get some of this. It'll be prepared for later, and I have no idea what I'm saying. Anyways, let's look at our working industrial to start off with. It seems like it's all diligent, unfortunately for this one. Let's see though. Diligent and shortened, not our best, and this is industrious. That's good. And this is diligent. So we don't want to use this, but we'll try using both this and this. Hopefully we get industrious out of that. We have about a 50% chance to get something with industrious. But over here, if we just clear away some of our stuff like that, let's get that away. We got an industrious drone right here. So let's look at what specs it has. Industrious and diligent. We have normal and shortest. It doesn't really matter. Ooh, normal actually is a good lifespan once we get things cracking. We're not at that point. This is diligent, but it's also slow. And this is fast. So maybe if we get these two together, maybe we can get that slow worker out of here. We got more pure diligent working, but over here we have a bunch of unweary stuff. Unweary, diligent, so fast, it's shortened. And this is unweary and diligent as well, with about a 50% chance of that actually progressing onwards. So let's see, we have 25% chance of getting a pure unweary queen from this one. We also have an equal chance to get a pure diligent queen from this. But let's see, we also have a bit of a chance. That's one moment. I gotta think of some of the stuff that we're going to need. Okay, I'm gonna try this once more, put it in, and hopefully we'll get something working. Anyways, I think what it is pretty much a 25% chance that we'll get a purebred unweary, 25% chance of getting purebred diligent, but also a 50% chance of getting another unweary diligent hybrid. Now let's look at our Imperial branch, because this seems a little more promising than the other ones that we have. Majestic. We have a purebred majestic queen. That's good. We got majestic and noble. Not as good. Majestic cultivated. Not really good. We got another majestic noble here, but this is another majestic noble, but it has a normal speed in it, but it also has a 4 times fertility. Now these, it's a cultivated noble, and this is a noble. Noble. Okay, so this is purebred. That means if we breed it with one of these non-purebreds, it has a 50% chance of getting what we need. That's like 50% chance of getting purebred. That's decent. This queen is a little sketchy though, so we just have to figure out which ones we're going to want to breed together. I'm thinking we'll breed together these two and these two. So let's do that. We'll do this one. This has the higher chance of success. This has a 50% chance of success, but there's also a likelihood that we'll get some sort of stuff working, like more genetic mutations working out of that. So this noble drone I think we'll throw away, as well as this hybrid. And we have a more diligent stuff. We still have this majestic noble working, so maybe we can use that later. Now how is this? Let's see some of its stuff. The speed is normal, so that's not what we want. But there's other information, but none of it really pertaining to what we're doing right now. So what I want to do is, this place is not currently chunk loaded. Not at all. So what we can do is probably work on getting a chunk loader block to go here. Now it seems almost perfect, at least. This bar isn't in the same chunk, but what we can do is just go from here onwards, and everything is situated in one chunk. So 16 pieces. Now this stuff, it's also a 2-chunk bandwidth. So most of this stuff is situated in 4 chunks. This stuff doesn't really matter. Actually, it doesn't at all, so we don't have to worry about that. So if we get a chunk loader, place it somewhere here, it doesn't really matter. Maybe we can put it here. We can chunk load everything that's in this premises. In fact, getting it not there, but like right in the wall right here, we'll chunk load the chunk over here and this chunk as well as that part. This part's already chunk loaded, and we might be able to at least get into this area. That's probably not the case. So I'll make another chunk loader block. See what we can do with that. I might make a... No, that won't be necessary. I'll just make a chunk loader and then get everything like that working. La 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 la. Now that I think of it, we might as well load the chunk over there, because we might extend the room over there a bit in the future, and if we're going to have an underground room, there's no point leaving some of the building unchunk loaded. So we'll just situate it like here, and we'll easily be able to chunk load the entire structure, and we'll be good. Still have a lot of seed oil, and we have more impregnated casings, so we'll be good to go in making more apiaries when we need to. Okay, working industrial. This does not seem like it went well looking at it. So let's see. Diligent, industrious. That's actually a good one. Pure diligent, and pure diligent. At least we have an industrious with us. Now hang on a second, because we have another industrious one over here, but it's a slower worker. So if we can get this together, we might be able to get a princess at the same time, and there's only a small chance that this will backfire in the fact that one of them will be a slower. There's a 50% chance that one of the outputs will be a slower, but then an extra 50% to see whether it's good or not. Okay, so still going. We got even more dripping combs. Now these diligent workers I don't think we'll need. If we look, we have already more than enough. Now these are shortest life, and these are shorter. No, they're also shortest, so it doesn't really matter. Now, can you store bees in crates? I don't think so. Even if they're exactly the same, though? No, I don't think that's a possibility. And I have to check it. Sorry, it's kind of stupid. You're probably just yelling at your computer screen saying, "No way, idiot, you're such a time waster." But alas, we'll see how it goes. Okay, worst comes to worst, we'll have to put something else in there. So let's get 2 of our bees. So let's see. We'll go with 2 unknowns. Go. And obviously that is not possible. Whoa, what happened? What happened? Okay, let's see. This one, let's try to put in. Nope. Okay, that's not possible. Oh well, it was worth a shot. Okay, let's put our stuff in. This stuff is not needed, and it is a madhouse. We got too many of those. Now we can just take some of our honeydew, might as well use that, and throw it in. We'll be able to create that stuff, since we still will have a lot more of that to go around, and we definitely have more than our fair share of honeycombs. Let's see. we definitely have enough honey drops for later. So let's wait for the next round. Hopefully we get something a little more flavorful, and then we can continue from there. Okay, it looks like this one has stopped, and oh my gosh! Is this done? No, there's no way. Let's check. Industrious diligent, we have fast and slower, normal lifespan. Industrious drone here. Purebred industrious, shortest and normal. And this is industrious and diligent, fast and slower. Wow, we're almost there. So you have to throw the industrious and diligent hybrid in here. And let's just throw a marker to show how awesome that feels. And we still have another industrious diligent hybrid still going around. Wow, that was interesting. So our industrial is almost pure. And we're still working on the other stuff. Now we do have a majestic here. Let's work on our steadfast. We might as well just put that down. And this majestic is majestic and noble. Though we also have a pure majestic here, shortest and fast. It doesn't seem like there's the 4 fertility that we wanted earlier. And this is pure majestic as well. So we're almost good on this front as well. So let's just put that together, and we almost have a pure majestic queen. We still have some more majestic working to become imperial, but we're another step closer, and we're almost done this. Wow. And we're actually starting to make pollen from our industrious queen, so maybe you can try working on the automation right now. Automation for some of them at least, because we don't have everything required. So let's we're gonna need our wrench. So let's shift click this, because this is our facade. Or what is it? Right click? Right click. Nope. We're gonna have to break the entire thing. I thought there was something that allowed us to break it easily. Oh well. Let's just take those pipes out and place them back. And we have our pipes just showing off a bit and etc. And we're going to want to change this a bit. That's a little obvious. So we're going to need to grab a few more pipes. So let's get some cobblestone pipes. And I'm sure we're going to, well, these are normal stone pipes, but we're going to need some more stuff later. Now, what I'm thinking what we're going to have is eventually most of this stuff will be pure. So we'll want to have, like, the apiaries will be here, and we'll have all of the wooden pipes and the iron acarctic gates going like that. Now let's check the acarctic gates again. Acarctic. Okay, let's just look at the iron gates because this is a little painful, I must say. Okay, iron ore gate. We have to make the iron ore gate first and use pulsating chipsets, but we need redstone chipsets and no. We need redstone iron chipsets and a wire to be able to get that down. So let's get that. I believe we do have enough wires already, and we're working on some iron chipsets and some regular types. So let's throw these in and work on our iron and gates at the same time. We'll take the redstone chipsets out of the picture and keep that working. Then we'll throw in our other pulsating chipsets once we have everything else, and we'll be able to combine everything together. Now that's okay for now, but we're going to want to get our wooden pipes. So let's make 16. Why not? So we'll have our wooden pipes, and do we have any diamond pipes? No, we do not. So let's make some diamond pipes now that we actually have the resources to do so. And then we can turn them into apiarist pipes. So get 2 diamonds for now. We'll make more later. 2 diamonds. And then we're just going to need 16 propolis, which we have in plentiful supply. thanks to our crates, though they aren't really crated. So I guess I thank the crates for nothing. Stupid crates. Okay, so the propolis will be in here, and we'll just take some of that, and we'll have to craft it in this. We'll just take that, and this is too much anyways. We got some Apiary's pipes. Now these we should only put for the purebred ones, obviously. So let's see. Currently what it is right now is that this is here. We'll take the gate off. We'll take that as well. So let's get rid of the sticks, and we'll take this out of the picture. Clear the area a bit, take away the flowers so we can work a bit. And obviously this Apiary's pipes needs to be there. No other way about it. So the first thing that's first is we get the wooden pipe. So for instance, wooden pipe would be on both of these and it'd pull down. Now we'd also we'll have the Apiary's pipes underneath. So let's make a bit more of an area. And we're in the sun, so we'll be able to keep everything good, and we got a lot of dirt around. Now let's see. What we're going to want to do is we won't want to go with the gold pipe, but we will want to make sure that we have the pipes going into the individual Apiary's pipes so we don't have bees mixing where we don't want them to. So what we'll probably want is, instead of just stone transport pipes, we'll want both stone and cobblestone. So let's make 16 of those and take away the torch. And the handy dandy thing about the cobblestone and the stone together is the fact that, well, you can have them both there. So now that we have that, what we'll probably want are a bunch of iron pipes that'll go here directing all of the influx away. We'll want to void all of the bees, and then take the contents, and then after a bit we'll want to do stuff with it. We're not at that point yet. Let's just place our Arctic gate on our pure meadows for now and get that continued to be bred. Might as well. And we'll just change this pipe so that it's any bee goes into the top one, but we'll want to have our iron pipes, which we actually have iron for once. Wow, who would have thought it? We have a plentiful supply of iron, so we'll be good in that regard. That is not how you make an iron pipe. Shame on you. So, 2 iron pipes. And we'll wrench them so that they're in one direction. And we'll probably want... doesn't really matter. Do we want a gold pipe? Eventually we'll have a gold pipe, but for now we'll just put it all going here and going in here. Now what we'll want is, this will take all of the items, so we'll want the black to be the any path. So let's, this is interesting. There's a lot of things. Didn't know there were so many there. Okay, so black will have anything. And also white will be the any bee. Good. So everything will go down that way and it'll fill up there, but not quite yet because we need to use the Apiary's pipe one more time. What we'll do is take that off, put this here, and have green for the items. Only the items. No bees allowed. Do we have that for that? Yes, we do. We have that and anything. Okay. So only items will go down the green path. Now what we'll want to do is everything else will be voided. So for now what that'll mean is just putting it in a nice little pit until we get one of our void pipes. We want to avoid it. Okay, yellow to make sure we don't do any confusion. We'll put any bee there. And then all we'll need to do is just button it up a bit for now. Okay, so we got that working. Now all we need to do is turn the Arctic gate on. We'll want to have, when there's items in the inventory, since there's nothing else we can do currently, we'll do energy pulse. And it'll pull out all of the bees and the honeycombs. So if we watch, the honeycomb's out, and then the bee. The honeycomb went in there, and the apiary's pipe has a golden pipe effect. And the other one went in here. Let's not do that, just for consistency's sake. And we're going to have another one do it for the cultivated as well. So we might as well start breeding those cultivated together and have them working. We'll get the pipe when it's done, which I think, actually the gate, which I think will be done pretty much now. Most of it, at least. We got one iron gate. Hooray, hurrah. Let's throw that iron gate in here. And instead, let's make the Arctic gate. And we already got the Arctic gate finished. And let's place it. And do the exact same thing. Woohoo! Okay, that won't be too bad. But we're going to need another free slot. Okay, let's see. When there is items in inventory, we'll do an energy pulse. And we'll want to free this up for when it does so. And we don't really need to stagger it at all, because eventually it'll just get everything else and it'll be fine. Okay, so now that that's done, let's clear our inventory of the buildcraft stuff. We'll need to add on to it later, but we can't currently do anything for that right now. But we'll at least have some plans for the future. We just need a lot of gates to be able to do that. Okay, now that we have most of this cultivated in, pardon pun, completely intended by the way. Oh, we're going to need also take 3 of these frames so that we can actually make the cultivated be a bit more efficient than it is before. So honeycombs will have plentiful supply before we actually do anything, and this is going to need to do stuff. So let's see. Over here we have our working industrious. We got an industrious and diligent hybrid. Got a diligent drone, pure diligent. And this is an industrious and diligent. So obviously we're going to need to work this in, but this one, it's almost done, so we might as well wait before we breed this one, because if this is almost done, you know what I mean. You definitely know what I mean. I am using telepathy to tell you what I mean. Okay. Shut up, Way. Okay, so we got our unweary as well. Unweary and diligent once again. This is probably pure diligent once again. And we got another unweary and diligent. So let's once again try to combine them together to get something. Now working Imperial, we don't really have much working here, seeing as we got a cultivated noble hybrid, though we do have a 4 of those drones. And this is majestic cultivated, and this is majestic noble. So we're probably going to wait for this stuff. Let's get this, analyze it, and see if there's anything we can breed together. So this majestic princess is pure fast and shortened. That's good. This is beatific? What? I'm not sure what that means. Probably good, but these two we should breed together, because they're pure and they're the exact same. Let's see, are they the exact same? Let's see, shortened fast flowers, they're good. And this is shorter, shortened, fast flowers. Doesn't really matter which of these are good, but they're both pure. So we might as well combine those two. Now this beatific thing, it's a majestic and imperial, so that's another step in the right direction. So we might as well bring that together. Now the beatific effect that we saw before is probably the thing that the Imperial gives. I'm not sure what that is. We'll probably figure that out later, but we have to put it with our cultivated noble. Maybe we can get the Imperial out of there, but now that we have this done, let's break the sign, take it, and put this as a pure with our actual capped locks deactivated. A pure majestic. So we got the pure majestic. Now we don't need to worry too much about that, except all the drones that are there will help with working Imperial and etc. Now this is done, so let's get that well. And this is working steadily, so we're going to have a nice supply of honeycombs when all of this is done, and also a few trips to the trash, which isn't too bad considering. Now we might as well continue this as well, since this seems almost done. We might as well have the pure diligent, since we have a huge supply of the diligent as well. And this cultivated seems to work faster than the meadows. Unless that's just a figment of my imagination. I saw more of that. It doesn't really matter. Eventually we can probably figure out by ourselves what it's like. But anyways, so did I have this almost done? Okay, let's wait. Well, that wasn't a sight I wanted to see. Not really. Okay, this diligent princess is diligent and industrious. Still has that fast, but it has the slower, and it's half-breed. These, intelligent, that's definitely what I meant. Industrious and diligent, shortest and normal, it's both fast. Are there any secondary effects like the other? No. And this is industrious and diligent as well, slower, fast. Now these are also hybrids, but they're the exact same pretty much. So we have many chances. So let's get this one together and let's see, is this the one we want? Yes, we might as well go with that. So let's get that together as well. This one with the slower right here, we should get rid of. And all the slower ones, we should make sure that we don't breed them in, because we don't want any slow workers. Kind of like Russia, you know. We do not want any slow workers. You shall be killed. Any Russians out there, I am sorry. I don't want to offend anyone. I apologize. Anyways, anything else? No, there doesn't seem to be. Our pure majestic is going well. Our steadfast is steadfast. I'm sure there's a reason for something afterwards, but all in all, it seems like we're going nice and slowly. We have a lot of honeycombs to work on though, so we might as well just grab a bunch of them, shove them into the centrifuge, and just cross our fingers or something. Because we're going to have a lot of stuff, and eventually maybe we'll be able to get everything done. Now, looking down here, I extended the pump so it was like that, so we have a nice 3 wide area to walk in. We're going to have to move this energy conduit because it's currently, well, I don't like having that thing close to my head, because if I jump, yeah, I'm probably annoying so many people right now. Sorry. Anyways, we're going to need to move the pipeline so that it's, instead of 3 blocks high, it's 5 blocks. Now the problem is that there's gravel right here. So we are either going to have to change our gravel path to something else, which I guess we can do, or we're going to have to find something a little more ingenious than that. Now, speaking about ingenious, I think our nuclear reactor, sorry, not me, I'm not talking about myself like that. I think our nuclear reactor is almost done processing its uranium supplies, so we might as well check to see if it hasn't blown up, and it hasn't. That's good. Let's look. It's almost depleted. If you look, it's at 97% completion. So that means there's 3% left, which only means like 10 minutes, I think. I'm not too sure on the numbers. Deuterium. That's good. We can use deuterium somewhere, I'm sure. But we have 7 pieces of UU matter. We're almost down to... We almost have 8 pieces. which is good. We'll be able to at least make one of those hybrid solar panels. Now if we look at the hybrid solar panels, it can output 64 EU per tick, but it's going to require an iridium plate, but also 6 UU matter, lots of glowstone, and some uranium. But the iridium plate, we have enough to make the 2 that will be required, and the diamonds, don't forget those. Though the copper for our next uranium shipment is pretty much here. I think at least. If only there was a way to create copper other than through UU matter, this process would be a lot better because we need more copper than this. We actually need 64 plus 16 copper ore to be able to process everything. That's 80 copper ore. That'll make the 20 things, yes, the 20 copper, dense copper plates rather, that will need to make another step of the UU matter. I can probably mine that excess because the quarry seems to be able to just keep up with that, but I think we'll pretty much have to worry about that in the future. Now, with all the diamonds that we have, however, we can probably make another quarry and have that start to work. What the heck are you doing down there? Sorry, that was a little random. Now, what was I saying? Probably something profound and moving. Okay, let's move onwards with the bees and hope we actually get something a little more majestic, which apparently is not the case. Cultivated Imperial, we got the cultivated Imperial, that's nice, but it's slower. It's not nice. Cultivated Majestic, and it has the Beekeeping. I'm probably pronouncing that horribly, and Majestic and Noble. Now, let's throw this in and actually get one of our Nobles, because we have a pure Majestic line. We won't have to worry too much on the other stuff. We need to breed a Majestic and a Noble together to get the Imperial. I have to remember that. So by doing that, we'll be able to have more Noble in this than the cultivated. Hopefully that'll work, and we'll be able to easily then just use one of our Majestics that we'll have, just throw it in, and we should be good to go in that regards. Hopefully. It'll probably take a few attempts to be able to manage that. Speaking about a few attempts, however, our industrious, diligent, fast, that's good. So this is industrious and diligent. This is also industrious and diligent. We might as well work this in as well. And see if we get anything. Or what we can do is throw in one of our unweary. So a purebred unweary, and we'll either get industrious and unweary, or the diligent will go with the unweary and get something a little more interesting. Now this is fast and normal, which we don't want. Do we have any fast workers here? Like pure fast? Yes. So let's throw this in. We'll see what happens. Hopefully something a little better. And maybe actually I can kill a few things and get another enchanted sword, because I like these. Now that I think of it, we kind of forgot one of our industrials, so we're kind of losing a bit. This is shorten, fast, etc., so we might as well throw this in. And also, I don't think we have any purebred unweary, but this might be our purebred unweary. We can probably check it. Unweary diligent, so it's definitely not purebred. Unweary diligent, wow, who would have thought? And you guessed it, unweary, freaking diligent. Now I think I'll throw this in and at least see if we can get a pure unweary through this. This doesn't deserve a torch anymore because it sucks. This one we want to get it as a pure unweary. I don't know, just for giggles. I want to have a pure of each and every single type, not just the good ones. And this, the fact that it's Imperial, means that we're getting royal jelly from this one. Part Imperial at least. Now since this is pure Majestic, and now that I think of it, we might as well check to see what part we're putting in it. This is shortened and fast. Shorter and shortened, which is probably not what we want, but these are shortened and shortened. So this is now completely purebred. You can probably just dispose of some of this. Now, I don't think we'll want this, nor this, nor this. So we might as well keep just the rest of them, but the other stuff can go for now, and we already have a nice plentiful supply of this stuff, so we can just get the remainder over here. Put the stuff there, and hey, I did not want to do that. Come back here. And we'll just put the rest of the stuff in here, and we'll be good. Okay, we're definitely one step closer. And now, what are we going to want instead of gravel here? I wonder. You can probably have some sort of smooth stone. Actually, smooth stone might be nice instead of the gravel. So let's see if smooth stone actually works, because gravel will not, since we want a 5-high ceiling. And just having a different height would just be tacky. And tacky is probably not what we're going to want to do. I don't know, I guess it could grow on me. Could go pure grass, though I don't think we want flowers everywhere, so this will probably be good. Unless we can get the red power covers for gravel. That's not going to happen yet, because we actually need red power to get that, which is kind of a shock. Who would have thought it? Okay, so let's get this stupid piece of cobblestone out of the way and clean up our inventory quickly. And now that that's done, we can look at the Imperial stuff that we have over here. We managed to get some royal jelly. The noble princess, we have noble and Imperial. That's nice. We have cultivated and noble. Probably not what we'll go for. But we have another noble Imperial hybrid. So if we combine these two together, we'll get a 50% chance one of them, well, part of it will be, the princess will be part Imperial, which is good enough for me, but 25% chance to be purebred, which is even better. So we can wait for that for it to take effect, and our frames seem to be working exceptionally. Exceptional, you know that? It's getting very exceptional. Now, eventually the room downstairs is going to contain all of our bee supplies. So all of the frames will probably be upstairs, like in this area, so we can continually feed the things when they're, well, out of frames, which would be a bad thing. But we're also going to have a storehouse containing all of the beeswax, the honey drops, and the honey dew. And we can probably have the items feed from there into carpenters to get all the impregnated frames and etc. We're going to also need some tanks that are going to take the bee specific stuff, such as the seed oil and the honey drop oil, which is going to require actually quite a bit more than this. We can probably take this Arctic gate off, because we're probably going to, we might as well keep it on. There's no point to take it off right now. We'll have something automated as well, but we're also going to want a bunch of the honey drops to stay where they are. Only in use of this though, but we can probably have it automatically take the bees and analyze them through one of the analyzers. We're gonna have to figure out which one we really want to do, but it'll take some time. So let's get this. Might as well get that breeding. Might as well get that working. Maybe take the pollen. Now let's leave the pollen so we know which ones are good. And especially the royal jelly. Okay then. Then again, steadfast must be good for something later on. So we'll probably have to do something with steadfast later. Though, do we have any other bees that are useful? Valiant. It's nocturnal. but it's a slow worker, so maybe you can get something working with that. But it also offshoots into something, judging by the question mark that you can see over to the left. Well, even though we still have quite a bit to work on to get the industrial, or is it industrial or is industrious? Industrious stuff, even though we still have a lot of work to get the industrious and the Imperial working to its fullest, we are running a little over time, so I think we'll have to end it here. I think we'll only need to do one more bee episode though, and get this all working. Hopefully we'll have some sort of automation so we can make some alvearies. So we're going to need to hunt Endermen somehow. I have an idea on how we're going to do that though, but it's probably going to be a little tricky, taking some work and perhaps maybe do a little dungeon crawling. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode of EEPower. If you like what you see, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to future episodes. WayofTime here, signing off. Have a wonderful day.